There's a Marcelo Bielsa one.
That's the one. That's the one. No, you can stop there.
There's a Don Revy one.
No, not him. The other one. The first one, bro, it was fine.
Yeah, talk to me, yeah.
Okay. Did he manage you in the Premier League?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
What was his style?
What was his style?
Yeah.
Yeah, open, expansive. He finished 9th. We failed to give him the players that he needed. He always told us these players will have a 3-year shelf life playing the football that we did. That season we signed Dan James. That's it. That is it.
Okay, so on that, that style, which is similar-ish in parts.
Wait, no, it's not.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Expansive, attacking. That's why I put the ish in there. You should know it. Your channel has an ish in it as well.
Is it similar to this?
It actually is not far off. It's not far off.
Hey, shut up.
One goal.
What Dan's being shameless there. He's not showing the attacking stats for Forest first in attacking
I
stats.
should have
But
kept
anyway,
him at my club. I should have kept him
but
at my
anyway,
club.
Joe, my point is, did his style work in the Premier League?
He did for the first season, yeah. And then
All
he
right,
got
there you
work.
go, bro. So all your freaking West Ham this, Everton Stoke this.
That's nothing
Yeah.
to do
You're
with
making
it.
it binary, bro. You're making it binary.
Can I see that one more time, please? I need to count the 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 20ths.
Do you know what?
And the other 2 are 19ths.
Yeah, I need to know who's conceded. Bring it back up.
Guess what? As well, just on that expected goals conceded. Leeds United are fourth
conceded from set pieces. Who the hell has conceded more than us? It's what I would want to know.
West Ham, I think.
Are you for real?
Whoa. Because
I think it is West Ham, you know. I think West Ham have conceded 8 from set pieces.
Damn.
Hey, Wolfie, because you can't score 0.72 of a goal, it's actually expected for people to score 8 goals against you a game. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't get that stat, man. I was like,
Can I tell you what was funnier?
7.72.
Funnier? Wolfie, surely you'll agree with me on this, right? It was just after the game against Newcastle, I was watching and thinking, how are Newcastle not 5 or 6-0 up? It's the Ange came out after the game and said, you know, to be fair, I thought we controlled the game, and you're like, Sorry, what? Sorry.
Did he say that? I don't know. I stopped listening.
I'm baffled, man.
I stopped listening to his presser when he started calling out
Saeed's called Jamal. We need to bring up a name for you.
Yeah, I'm Giovanni today, bro. I'm Giovanni from Turin. Yeah. I grew up in Bedford, and there's bare Italians there, man.
Wolfie, can you apologize though? Because you actually committed a grave crime to the footballing world. You actually tried to compare Ange to Bielsa. Like
it's probably
bro. When someone sat here and compared Wirtz to Bergkamp,
I was very angry.
I could say anything and get away with it, right? So don't try that hook. I didn't hear it. You asking for apologies when a certain
don't worry.
A certain shameless person
said it on my channel next, and he will apologize for that. Don't worry about
it. I didn't even compare them. I didn't even compare the players.
That's my mum used to say to me. 2 of these.
You know, Wolfie, who's next? Who's next after Ange? Where do you go?
Bro, this ain't Goldberg, bro. We ain't in WCW. Seriously, man. What are you doing
that in the changing rooms? That's Marinakis, man. You'll be doing
security guards bringing Ange out. They probably will have to.
Marinakis knocking on the door before
Sean Geich is what Forest beat.
Yo, Wolfie,
I'm actually quite happy that none of you have watched my video today.
Wolfie, would you take Cesc Fabregas, bro, from Como?
Yeah, I would take Fabregas.
That'd be a very good sign.
Anyone at this point, Dad. You take
not anyone, bro. Not anyone.
You take Nuno back.
No, I wouldn't take.
Yes, you would, man. You would crawl over broken.
What are you telling me? Who I would and wouldn't take, man? Like seriously.
All right, so
all right, would you take Bielsa back?
Would you take Bielsa back?
100% I would take Bielsa.
All right, so you'll Farker out, are you?
No, didn't say that. How does that?
All right, but if the 49ers knocked on Joe's door today and said, if you're Farker out today, we'll get you Bielsa tomorrow.
No, it don't work like that, does it?
It does.
It's not like that. But if they offered me Bielsa, then yeah, 100%, because I love the man. I dare say Liverpool fans, even the day that Slot won the title, if they said Klopp can come back tomorrow, they'd go, yeah, of course.
Cal wouldn't.
No, but for a different reason.
Cal was a secret club outer at one point.
Never.
Don't you
Yeah,
even
and
deny it?
I'm the only one who did a clop out video, man.
Yeah.
Look, I was
Did you?
never-
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jamie
Oh.
was looking for clout then. When he was
I was looking for massive clout. Yeah.
Oh, Wolfie, give me your top 3 managers if Ange goes.
Graham
your
Potter,
top 3?
he's free.
If he goes,
Watch
Marco
him name
Silva.
world class. Watch him name world class managers now.
Yeah, but do you know what? Do you know what the
Adam
funny
Barger
thing is?
is
Yeah,
available.
when Nuno was sacked, he was going Marco Silva. What's the guy at Palace? He was saying
what's-
him.
what's-
Glasner.
What's Nigel Clough
Come
doing?
on.
What's Nigel Clough doing?
He's
No,
still
it's
at
not.
Mansfield, isn't
He's
he?
at Mansfield, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's at Mansfield.
He's just. I've always thought at some point he would have managed Forest, but it's just never gonna happen. But no, I would go. I would go Marco Silva. There's
You're
my
not
list.
getting You're not getting
Why,
Marco.
why would
Silva.
he? Why is he leaving?
Well,
Fulham?
stop telling people what I said in my video today, Joe. Just because you've watched it.
I
and
think
others
Gareth
haven't, right?
Southgate would be an excellent appointment.
Ten Hag.
No.
Ten Hag. Let's go.
Oh, that would be Okay. brilliant. Oh, that would be
Would win the FA Cup. I'm just saying, man. I've got my 3 stars on my shirt now, so I'm happy with these. So.
wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
It does almost
Fine.
look like a Notts County shirt if you close your eyes really tight.
Wow,
Man,
I close my eyes. I
Let
can't
me,
see anything.
Silver, though, on a serious note, Silver's a great option. Silver,
Yeah.
for me
Silver's
would
perfect.
be
Silver's the one I wanted after Nuno.
for
He ain't
Forest.
going to Forest.
The
Man.
pro-
Work
He
on
can't,
that.
he can't
Okay,
do
where's
any
he
more
going
for
then,
them.
Jamie? Where's he going?
I don't think Silver's leaving Fulham anytime.
Nah.
Okay, his contract runs out at the end of the year. He hasn't signed a new one. He's pissed off at Fulham. So where's he going?
Next season, then, if you get him. Next season, if they wait. I don't know. I think Gareth Southgate. I mean it. I think Gareth Southgate would do well at Forest.
Oh, that's a good shot.
I would literally disown my club if they
What will it take you
If they
to be
took
Marinakis
Southgate.
He's a better manager than Angelo. So.
What will it take you to be Marinakis out? That's the real question here.
Why do you want me to be Marinakis out so bad?
Because he
Just
keeps
you don't
making
like the
stupid
49ers with their
decisions.
weird shaped football and stuff. I hear it, but like some of us like our owners, man.
No, but
Tell Cal.
he keeps
he
making
loves
bozo decisions. This is a bozo decision.
Okay, do you know how many decisions he's got right?
No, he has actually been a good owner. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Joe, would you take Marinakis?
Hang on,
No,
Jamie.
I've
Let
said
me
that.
hang on, Jamie. Let me refute that though. We're saying he's been a good owner, but when you're on that trajectory, why do you
Yeah.
rip apart everything that got you there and completely? go down
I-
another route?
By the sounds of it, Nuno was a bit of a bitch himself. So
Yeah,
I-
hang on, no, Jamie, that's not my point, Jamie. My point is you've seen what made. We've all seen the formula that made Wolfie think Forest were better than they are, right? And him for a year telling us all how amazing they are. Why would you not? Why would you at least not get another manager that's similar? It doesn't have to be.
oh yeah,
like,
I'm not going to lie. He fucked
but-
up with the Ange deal. Yeah, I'm
like,
not going to lie.
why
to
would
that.
you?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
But I think before the Ange
Bro,
deal, he's been a
What,
good
what
owner.
have you
for
done
it.
in your club? You've always flip flop
No,
from one end to the other. You go
Who?
from you went from Conte to Ange.
Sure.
Yeah,
And
and then-
what? Hang on. What's the purpose of us having this
And
conversation?
then you've gone from Ange to
Sure.
what's his face?
Wolfie, you're
Frank.
doing that thing again. Wolfie, the question was from Joe to you, right? What would make
Wolfie,
you?
listen.
Hang
Come
on. The question was from Joe to you. What would make you Marinakis out?
Okay, so
We
you're just missing the
wanted-
question you
We
asked.
wanted
then.
Daniel Levy out.
Like, that's
because we
weird,
kept-
bro. That's weird.
We wanted Daniel Levy out because he kept doing all this bloody flip flopping and no real plan. So yeah, we got what we wanted. You guys love Marinakis, but he's somehow in one summer managed to take you from Forest looked like a good, decent team that are hard to beat to just awful decisions over and over. Like, surely that's poor, isn't it?
Over and over.
Yeah.
Over and over and implied plural.
Well,
What's the plurality?
sacking Nuno, the guy that got you back into Europe after 30 odd
Yeah, why
years.
did he sack
Then-
Nuno? Why did he sack Nuno?
Bringing in Edu. Bringing in
whatever
Edu.
reason.
That looks a bit spooky
Okay, so
now.
you're saying it's an awful decision for sacking Nuno. And when I ask you what the reason is, you go for whatever reason. But you're saying that's an awful decision.
It's an awful decision based off the fact of what he then did next.
No. What he
Yes,
did next
yes,
is a
yes.
separate decision to
It's
sacking
not.
Nuno. Yes,
Okay,
it
let me
is.
ask you a question, Wolfie. How long after Nuno was sacked was Ange Postecoglou announced as your manager? Just an answer. No
Officially
politics.
2 days.
Right, officially in 2 days. So common sense would tell you he was talking to Ange before Nuno was sacked. So Nuno being sacked is part of that Ange decision.
No,
Right.
it's not.
Of course he's all right. So why not go and find a proper manager first, then
Okay,
sack
why
Nuno?
not understand the context of why Nuno got sacked before you claim that that was a bad decision and then conflate it into a second decision which
I'm
is
not
separate
conflating
from the
it.
first
I'm
one?
not
You are.
conflating
No,
it.
but Ange, I'm with Savva on this. Ange was in the door within a couple of hours, man.
Yeah,
Every
man.
time
You guys
in the
really
Premier
planned
League
this.
that he sacked someone, the
Well,
next
Joe,
one's
he got the
been in
knock, didn't he? He
48
got the knock.
hours later, bro. They queue up outside the training ground. Everyone wants to manage Forest. Not my fault. But you are still
You
conflating
believe
Nuno being
that
sacked.
Ange's team. Hang on. Let me finish, guys. You believe that Ange and his team were contacted after
I love
Nuno
Wolfie.
left, and within 24 hours, all the lawyers had done all their bits and everything, and he was the manager of Nottingham Forest. You believe that's accurate?
No, I do not believe that, nor have I stated that. But you have conflated
were
two
talking
things,
to him
which
before he was
you're trying to avoid now.
Go
Which
on.
you're trying to avoid.
I haven't
Nuno
avoided anything.
getting sacked, you're saying is a bad decision
Very.
because of who he hired next.
Yes, he's panicked. If you are going to
That-
sack Nuno, take a little step back, right? Who else am I bringing in? He's gone in and brought in his mate, who's completely the opposite to Nuno. So those two things side by side both look like terrible decisions. I think the panel will probably agree with me on that.
So both those things side by side. So you are separating the two because you're holding them side by side for a
Yeah,
start.
I said that from
Okay.
the get-go.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you haven't, because you said plurality that he's made bad decisions. When I asked you what the bad decisions were, you said sacking Nuno. When I asked you why is sacking Nuno a bad decision, what's the context, you said you didn't know. And then you said the reason it's a bad decision is because he sacked Nuno and brought in Postecoglou. Those are two different things. You sack Nuno,
Why
you
do you
can
sack
call
the
that a
manager
bad
that's been your
decision.
best
You can
manager
then
for
call,
30
hold on, let me
years?
finish. You can then call hiring Ange Postecoglou another bad decision. For you to stick them together makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, why did he sack Nuno? Just get like the short version, the really short version.
The really short version is Nuno called out the hierarchy. He wasn't happy with the lack of power he had when Edu came in, and Marinakis sacked him for that. That's the very short version.
Okay, so I'll go back to my original point then that yes, it was a terrible decision to sack. I don't see enough in that for Nuno, the guy that's brought you back into Europe. You've got to remember, when you're sitting on these streams for a year, telling all of us, Forest are back, we're now going to go and win the Europa. Hang on, let me finish, Cal. Let me land on this, right? Because for a year, I had to sit here and listen to Forest are great. And I always said, listen, let's wait a couple of, do it for 2-3 years before this. Forest are great. Nuno's great. Matt, the chairman's great. We can sign better players than you can sign. You won't be able to buy players. Yada, 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 yada. Now, 6 months later, we're all sitting here going, your club is a mess again, back to where you were. So, yes, I am going to say sacking the manager that gave you all that chest, like my man Joe said, that you didn't earn from going to the gym. He gave you that chest, and you sacked the guy that gave you the chest. You brought in a guy that now made you shit your pants already after 5, 6, 7 games. So, yes, sacking Nuno was a bad thing. Yes, hiring Ange was a bad thing. And yes, you are back to being what you were. You're a small football club that won things in the 70s. Get back in your lane. Your club is poor. Over and out. I'm done. Someone else cooking.
I love that you're rapping because you still know that you're conflating. You can drop the mic, man. It ain't gonna land because you're still conflating. You're still conflating two things there, and you're trying to hide with a massive little speech behind it that Nuno being sacked is one decision. And okay, if he sacked Nuno and he brought Klopp in, is sacking Nuno a bad decision?
He didn't bring in Klopp.
If he brings Klopp in, can we keep it? Can we have an honest, like, keep it real?
Just as a random one. Just as a random one. Just as a random one.
That's like saying, if I sack Frank now, but we bring in Pep Guardiola, come on, can we keep it real? You're Nottingham Forest. You don't get Jurgen Klopps. You don't get Jurgen Klopp's.
The
You're not in
logic
Forest.
from you today is quite funny, Savva. It really is.
Sure.
It really
Sure.
is.
What
You
we're
can't
seeing
even
here-
admit
we're
you're
seeing
conflating two decisions into
we're
one
witnessing-
without the
witnessing in one
context of that
show.
first decision.
We're witnessing in one show how wrong one man could be for an entire year and can't let it go. Just admit you got it wrong. You're not a big club, and you sacked the guy that made you dream that you were a big club again.
Again, you want to deflect away from the point that you
I don't.
conflating two
Sacking Nuno was
things,
bad.
because the original question was, what are these multiple things that Marinakis has done wrong?
Sacking Nuno, right? Bringing in Ange. Trying to sacking Nuno, bringing
You're
in
literally
Ange,
using
trying
two
to take-
fingers. That's
let
good
me-
to see. So you know how to count. Good.
Well,
Sacking
you asked me,
Nuno,
I'm trying to
bringing
listen,
in Ange,
and you
and
cut
then
me
what
off
was
because
the
you
other
know
one,
I'm right.
Savva?
No,
Right.
because you said sacking Nuno and hiring Ange was
finish.
one, but now you've
Let me
used two
finish.
fingers. It's good to see. It's good to see.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Listen, do you know what? When people start making the little quips and jokes, what it essentially means is the debate has been lost for a long time.
That's
Right?
cool,
I'm sticking
but
to
I ain't
football.
joking.
I'm sticking to football, right? Nuno sacking him, terrible decision. Hiring Ange, terrible decision.
Are they one or
Third
two decisions? Just clarify.
Oh my God, let me finish. The third terrible decision is thinking that you are going to change
I miss you, boy.
direction
Big up,
of
Cal.
your football club after having
Hey,
one
from
good
Wolfie.
year instead of building on that. Your owner thought you were bigger than you were. Yeah, he's made terrible decisions in the last 6 months, right? I can't help that. You know it's true. That's why your fan base are not happy at the moment, right? Whether you think Nuno should have gone or not, I think, and I'm pretty sure most other football fans think, what were Forest doing? This guy was doing very well with you guys. Why sack him? He was doing brilliantly with you guys, and you sacked him.
Bro.
What? Because he called out a director of football.
Okay, we're gonna do the long
Our
version.
managers called out our director of football this season.
Okay.
He's still
So
here.
we're gonna do the long version.
Well, no, we don't need to do a long version. But why did you sack? You didn't need to sack him, surely.
Yes, we did need to sack him. You do understand Nuno was manufacturing his exit. He wanted more power at the club. He wasn't given more
He should
power
have been
at the
given
club. Therefore, what do you mean you should have given it?
He should have been given it. He worked wonders with you. He put you back on the map. You should have given him the power.
You should have given him the power to make him
Yes.
more powerful than the director, on par with the owner. That's what you're saying. For him to come in and make the decisions in a multi-club system where Edu is meant to be in charge of 4 different clubs while recruiting for a 5th club. But let's make
Nuno
the
should have been
manager,
given more
who's
power.
a smaller cog, whatever you want to think of Nuno, this oracle that, by the way, you sacked after 2 or 3 months.
I don't think he's an
Your
oracle.
Yeah,
Whoa.
but
You can do
he
that.
ain't an oracle
do
to
that.
me
No, I heard
either.
that come out
He
my
ain't an
mouth.
oracle to me. He
I
ain't
don't
an
think he's an
oracle to me.
oracle. I just
So
think
he is
has,
not. Nuno did a fantastic job. And again, I'll
Yes.
say what I said at the time. No one was calling for Nuno to be sacked for footballing on the pitch reasons. Nuno had to go because of off the pitch reasons where he was trying to manufacture his own exit.
Either way, your club is worse off from the decisions your manager has made, your chairman has made back to back. Whichever way you look at it, it looks
But they
poor.
are
You've
two
hired a
different-
worse.
Let me just do
You've
these
sacked-
super chats.
You've sacked
me
a
just
good
do these.
manager and hired a bad one, and you've sacked a winning formula and hired a losing formula.
Let me just do these supers. Aquia says, big up the whole panel. Cal and Jamie. Oh, you're getting a lot of love there, Jamie and Cal. So big up to you, man, bro. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Fian says, good luck with Edu and Big Ange. And he also comes in and says, Savva, Spurs sacked Ange, who took them to the Champions League.
Yeah, Spurs also sacked Ange, who had our worst ever Premier League season.
Well, there we go. Look, big up to
We're
you,
not
Savva. I
Forest.
know you've got.
We're not Forest, so some standards.
wish
Some
you were.
standards at the club are nice.
Standards.
We're not Forest. We're
Standards.
not
We get to the
Forest. I love
Champions
that.
League, sack our manager. Standards. You
Standards.
get to the Conference League, sack a manager, and get a worse one. Bad
Well,
times,
firstly, we're
man.
not in the Conference League, and secondly, standards would
Should
be.
be.
Should you have sacked Ange before he got sacked, Savva?
Should we have sacked Ange before he got sacked? Yeah, that man was riding a coattails for a year. Yeah,
Cool. Nice standards. Nice standards.
that doesn't make sense. What?
No, he's
That doesn't
saying
make
that you
sense.
waited. He's saying you waited too long, so you have no standards. That's what he's saying.
No. So why did they wait, Wolfie?
I don't know, man. It's your standards.
I'll tell you why. Because again, you don't really know a lot about Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs have just changed everything in one summer. So we've done everything in one go. Directors go in, managers go in, medical staff go in, scouts go in. We changed everything in the space of about 3 weeks in one summer, rather than doing it bit by bit by bit by bit. Clean sweep. I'm very happy with what's happened.
So clearly you don't know a lot about Spurs because you were calling for Ange to be sacked halfway through last season. Yeah.
Yes. Calling for him to be sacked.
I'm glad you've admitted that then.
No. Hang on. Wanting the manager sacked all season. Yeah. Listen to what I said last season. The only thing I can think of as why this manager has not been sacked for how bad he's done is that Spurs are having a shake-up in the summer. What happened? As soon as that summer hit, what happened? Boom. Directors left, medical staff left, manager left, coaching staff left, players left.
Did the owners leave?
The owners, no. Why would the owners leave?
So the owners could have hired and fired a manager, yeah? If he was dipping below your standards.
But the owners weren't the ones hiring and firing a manager. That was Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy was the chairman who has been put aside. So the chairman has gone.
When did Levy know he was going? When did Levy know he was going?
How on earth would I know that or anyone know that?
Okay, so if Levy went to sack Ange last, say, December, for example, whatever month, would he have been told he can't sack him?
No. He was in charge. He could make whatever decision he wanted.
Okay, so standards. Yeah.
Do you think, though, Savva, just before you got to go, because I know you got to go, just really quickly.
Yeah.
Do you think, I know Nuno, obviously, you think he should have stayed, and I think a lot of people agreed with that. But once he called out the ownership, because someone's put in here, Savva, should Conte have gone after he called out the club? So obviously Nuno, I know it's a little bit different because Conte did it in front of a massive screen of people, which was hilarious, by the way, at the press conference. But I think that's what the people are saying is when the minute you come for your owner, you're gone. And I think
listen, I understand that, Dan. I understand that. And you're all right. If he's done that behind the scenes, Nuno, fair enough. Conte did it to us, to the world. Conte aired his dirty laundry to the world, right? Conte didn't go just because of that. Conte had 3 deaths from close friends and family within that time. Yeah. Conte was on a short 18-month contract and wasn't due to be at Spurs long anyway. Yeah. Results were going poorly towards the end and he went. Right. But at the end of the day, right, whatever's happened at Tottenham Hotspur is nothing to do. I can turn around and say our club makes mistakes. Wolfie can't. Wolfie's not willing to admit that this amazing Marinakis has made mistakes. They're going backwards. Listen, I need to go. I'll let these guys finish him off. I'll let these guys.
By the way, Sab, before you go, Nuno did do it in front of cameras. Just saying.
Listen, Dan said he didn't. I don't know. I'm not watching enough. Listen, at the end of the day, you guys have got worse from the decisions you've made, right? So the chairman has to take that on the chin. Yes or no?
Okay, when again, I've said Marinakis has made a mistake at this, so don't say I haven't. Mistake. Singular.
Love you, Wolfie. Next week, see if you can put a Forest shirt back on.